Hi there, and welcome to Tuesday Talk. I'm really glad you're here. And we missed you last week. That was my bad. I usually get my grandkids on Tuesdays, and for some reason, it just was particularly hectic. And I think I was just too wiped out. So, anyway, I am coming to you live on Facebook and also on the Tuesday Talk YouTube channel. So, if you're here, let me know you're here, say hi, and as always, I always ask you if you can hear me. Hey, Gretchen, how you doing? Missed you last week. So glad we got to see you on Wednesday, though. So, as I always ask, can you hear me? We're taking a good old bucket, the kind you get free from Harbor Freight, and we're going to make a planter, kind of a sleeve for it. So I'm going to pull these handles out, and I hope this is easier. Oh, good. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so I'm trying to pull these handles out. Oh, I don't know if this is going to be easy as I thought. So it looks like they're kind of bent. I'm sure I can do this. Just hang tight. I've been doing so many different things lately, so many projects going. There, one side. And so as I've been telling you guys, we got a pool recently and a deck. Oh, okay. And just so many projects have come about from all these things, and this is echoing. So I did your comments are showing up on the screen. That was a beta testing thing, and I selected it. So and there is something that keeps beeping on my phone, so we'll see what's happening there. I have a feeling I know what that might be. But anyway, so we're gonna take this Harbor Freight bucket, and if you saw the thumbnail for the video, it had a picture of a plant. So I got this really big hibiscus, and I can't really plant it. It's going to go in the ground, and I can't really plant it until like fall. So it looks beautiful on the deck. So, but it's in the proven winner's pot that it came in. So we're going to make this beautiful because I tested it and it fits right down inside. So we're going to start out with a product that I don't think I've ever used on camera, and it's Would You Bend moldings. Now, tomorrow night on our Flip and Bunch Live, we're going to be talking about all kinds of embellishments for products. And so this is one of the embellishments that we'll be talking about. So I just thought I grabbed that bucket out of the garage, and for whatever reason, these were in it. So along with some wood appliques. So I'm going to use these, and I just wanted to show you how they come packaged. So I unwrapped one, and I have my trusty hair dryer here because you have to bend them. So, and you have to heat them up in order to bend them. It's an alternative. I was going to do molds. I was going to do like a mermaid mold, but then I thought I didn't think I had clay here, but then I found some clay. And I know some of these products I've been using, like these kind of concrete-like resins, they would have been good, except they wouldn't bend. So we needed something to be able to bend. So we're going to use the Would You Bend product tonight, and we're going to make sure that we seal it. So if you're coming on, just say hi and let me know you're here. And feel free to ask me any questions. So anyway, I have 4 of these, and we're going to see how they fit around the top of that. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up here. And well, before I do that, I'm going to heat it up. So I'm going to take one of these and use the hair dryer here and heat it. Sorry about the noise. So look what happens. As soon as you heat it, it's flexible. So we needed that to go around the bucket because this is not flexible. So let me put this on here. I think I'm going to use this as a guide here. And that way I'll know that I have it the same on both sides. So I'm going to switch the camera around. This is going to be kind of awkward just because this bucket is so huge. So, and again, my picture is weird. I thought it might not be, but oh well. Let me try this. Yeah, that didn't help. Okay. Alrighty. Well, we'll carry on anyway. So I'm going to set this down here for a minute. Get some glue on this. I might as well heat two of them. Oh, good, Gretchen. I'm glad to hear that anyway. I just wish my screen was right. I can't ever seem to get that right, but oh well. We'll manage. Okay, so I like to put a generous amount of the Titebond Thick and Quick glue on here, just like I would a mold. And I'm gonna use my fingers to get it the whole way to the edges because we want good contact. And because this bucket is real slippery, we're going to use good old Bonding Boss. But first, we're going to put these molds on. And we're going to use the Bonding Boss because I have the gray. And gray is kind of the color of cement. So we're going to make it work double duty and have it be not only our bonding primer, but also our base color. So we're going to make it really work for us tonight. So how's everybody doing? How you doing, Gretchen? I hope well. I have to say, I am loving life with this pool. And our contractor is amazing. I can't wait to show you guys the video of the final, the yard work. The whole, thing I started, I've done 2 parts of. So this is the whole, completion of everything. I'm going to get a couple pieces of tape here ready. Set them on my keyboard here. But yeah, he's just above and beyond. Okay. So I better move the bucket over here so you can see it. Okay, we'll do this. Okay, so we'll put that there. And we can still heat it once we get it on here. And I might do that. I'm going to put it on low, though, since it's plastic. Oh, no, Gretchen. You took a spill carrying a 16-foot long 4x4 with your son, but getting by with just a slight wrist sprain. I'm sorry to hear that. A piece of my hair in there. Okay, that bends it beautifully. Can you see that? Let me make sure you're in shot here. There, you can see a little bit of it. It's kind of hard to get it right under. Yeah, it sure is, Gretchen. It really is. So I wish you were doing better with the wrist, for sure. I don't know if there's a patron saint of sprained wrists, but if there is, I would say some prayers to him or her. But I'll just go straight to the big guy, and I'll just say some prayers for you that it heals and doesn't give you any further complications. Okay, so I'm just, this really stuck down pretty tight. So I feel like it's a formality, but that's okay. We need all the help we can get sometimes, right? Okay, so I have that taped on there, and now I can flip it over and do the other side, but I'm gonna, yeah, sometimes I know what you mean. You count your blessings, like, could have been worse. So let me know if you ever used Wood You Bend molds before. They're really nice. They are definitely less messy than using clay or resin or any of that stuff. Like I said, we're going to talk about all of these embellishments tomorrow night on the Flippin' Bunch. And our guest host tomorrow night's going to be Cheryl Wall from Lifestyle of a DIYer. Okay. I can't wait till you guys see. So part of the fixins around here, part of the projects is a sign. Well, I can't tell you that. A project that is going to be the subject of the Beach Please challenge that is hosted by Jen Sean from Copper Cactus DIY. That's at the end of August. I'm not exactly sure what date, but I'm actually done with a project ahead of time. That's highly unusual. So after I get this on, then I'm going to use the bonding boss over everything, this included, because essentially it is wood. It's like raw wood. It's kind of like masonite, I think. Not 100% sure what it's made of, but it's definitely good stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna take this side that we have the molds on, trying to get it in frame, and then I'm gonna flip it over. And again, I'm using this hole as the guide just so I know where I'm at. And let me check this side a minute real quick. Okay, I'm glad I did. I want to make them the same. I didn't get my tape ready this time, so. So I bought the Wood You Bend moldings. Actually, Dixie Belle, I'm not sure if they still sell them. I think they do. Because I don't sell them, so I don't typically order them, but every now and then I have. So that's where I got mine. But I also have got them in different shops that sell paint and stuff. So here I go again. I'm gonna make noise again. that really, really helps. It conforms the mold to the piece, as well as dries the glue too. So it's good. It's a good thing, as Martha Stewart would say. Okay, and then we have the other one here. This isn't. Oh, now look, that cracked a little bit. I don't know whether you can see that, but we're gonna save it, I guess. We're gonna clean it up. Okay, so we didn't melt the bucket. And the crack is there. You can see it where my finger is. Okay, it's right there. I think it'll be fine. Oh, right there it is. Sorry, I was pointing in the wrong place. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it'll be fine. So I don't think this is real wood. I think it's some sort of fiber wood or something, but it's definitely cool stuff. Okay, so here's what I've got. I'm going to switch cameras for a second. So here's what I've got. And they're pretty well in place. I'm going to wiggle this one around a little bit. So that crack did separate here, but it's okay. It's going to be fine. It's fine. Lord knows I've had lots of mishaps with projects before. So it's not completely symmetric, but I don't know who's going to come inspect it or not. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, it's funny, I hate that when people say, I'm going to go ahead, but I'm going to. I'm going to use the Bonding Boss, and I'm going to start down at the bottom. And it's going to cover up the text on here where it says Harbor Freight. And also I can then, go over that once it's dry. So I'm using a big brush here, and I did mean to grab a plastic bag to put my brushes in when I'm done, but I did not. Okay, I'll switch this and put this over here. Okay, so I'm just working on the bottom, and I'm just going to kind of use it as texture also. So I'm going to work up here so you can see how I'm doing it, and then I'm going to put the camera up because I can't roll it around while it's wet. But this is covering up the text on here really well. So with the treatment that we're going to do, we're only going to need one coat. So let me go back here, and I can talk to you while I stipple this on. And then I'll be drying this too before I add some other colors into it to try to give it a cement old world kind of look. I've really been having fun trying to repurpose things for this whole project. They put, so there's the deck, and then I wanted a bar on my deck. So basically there's a whole other deck, which I wasn't really expecting. So they've exceeded our expectations beyond what I ever dreamed. But yeah, I'm having fun. Almost done with my projects. Okay, I'm going to stop right here and take a second and dry this. That way I can flip it or something. Yeah. All right. Sorry about that. That is probably enough to carry on. I'm going to go around the top section now, and then lastly, I'll cover the would you bend. Of course, after I remove my tape. So I'm going to start it again this way. I'm not going to worry about inside at all, like even the top rim of it, simply because when I put that planter down in there, it was a very snug fit. So you're not going to see any of that. I hope the plant will be okay. Now, I'm not putting any drainage in this either because the other pot has drainage. So I probably could lift it out every now and then and empty this. I don't think it'll get to that point because, it's hot out there. I'm not worrying about filling these little holes. If I was going to be a perfectionist, I would, but I'm not. I am going to make sure just the top that you would see from above is covered. I did go in there a little bit just because I dripped paint. And it was such a snug fit. I don't want it to be interfering when I put it down. So I don't know whether it would or not, but so is it hot there? I would imagine it. We had a little bit of a cool down, nice couple days. But Gretchen, how's your weather? It's probably a hot one today. It was pretty hot here, but not in the 90s like we had. Almost the whole way around here. Then I'll dry that section too, and that'll give me another chance to hit that wood bend one more time and the glue just to make sure that it's all, you know, holding and down. That's one thing with Titebond quick and thick glue. Oh my gosh, it bonds very fast. I'm always impressed with it. I use it on all my projects. Okay, I'm going to spin this around a minute and make sure I got it the whole way around. Well, the bottom isn't completely dry. We are going to come back with some different colors of paint, and we may mix a little bit of this in also. Because remember, the instructions with this tell you to paint one coat, then paint another coat, then let it dry overnight. I never do that. See. Okay, I thought I took a break there for a second. We actually had a little break where it dropped to this upper 69 at night. Oh geez, you were building a wheelchair ramp. Yeah. Ours went down to the 50s, but it was nice for sleeping, but it made the pool really cold. Yes, it will. Okay, probably not 100% dry, but now I'm going to peel this tape. I don't know which one I did last. Probably the one with the crack in it. I don't think it really matters. I think they're probably both pretty dry at this point. This is not, so this would have been the one I did first. That end isn't completely down, so I'm going to hit it again. It's amazing how that just sticks on there. Whoever thought of this stuff was a genius. And yes, that pool water will feel really good when it's hot again. It's supposed to be nice all week. My husband has this ongoing thing. People at where he works, they always say it's supposed to be nice. So we always say, what's it supposed to be? Okay, I'm going to do this section. I'm getting paint all over me, as you can see, but I'm going to do this section and then I'll take the tape off the other side and do that section. We're getting there. The first part is going to be the longest or the most painstaking part. More of the same here. Just going over that molding first. And then I'm going to have to get up underneath there. I'm going to have to take a smaller brush, but I really like this flexible brush, but we'll get it. Okay. I'm going to have to use a different brush to get up under that rim. So I have a flat. This is a Dixie Belle flat mini. I like this brush a lot. I buy these to sell more than anything else. I guess I buy my favorites. And this, I always have these in stock, and then the slanted ones. Okay, I'm gonna come down on this so I can make sure it's all covered. Sorry, I can't see that, but hey Dar. Yes, I am painting it with Boss. I used some Woodgie Bend molds, and I am then going to I'm using the Boss not only as a stain blocking primer, but it's also going to be kind of provided some texture, and it's also going to be my color too. It's going to kind of mix in some other colors and make it look kind of cement-like. So here's what we've got so far. This is the Woodgie Bend, and the other side, it's just still on there, and then I have the bottom done. So I'm going to dry this a second. Okay, I don't know why I have both screens going because it's not really helpful. So I'm gonna just do that. I think you can see more this way. Now I'm gonna pull this one off, and then I have a lot to finish getting it. So again, this heat is really helping to adhere it. If you get spots that it didn't stick down, all I'm finding, I just put the hairdryer on it and hold it down and it sticks. It's funny, Dar, I know we were planning on talking about with embellishments tomorrow night. Somebody suggested the Woodgie Bend, and I forgot all about that. When I went to get this bucket, I coincidentally had some Woodgie Bend in the bucket. So I might show a little clip from that tomorrow night. All right, we're getting this project done. My husband has to work a little late tonight. He ought to be home soon, though. It's funny because every day he comes home now and there's all kinds of new things to look at. So so today we got steps and got some decor hung out there, and this will be a new feature. And our neighbor got steps today too. So no, they got a fence today. So it's been really busy around here in the neighborhood. Almost done coming around here. Gretchen, I can't wait to show you guys. Really can't wait to show you. There's not a whole lot of garden plants, but garden, not so much. I said my back garden is suffering this year, and I just haven't done anything with it. I just bought a couple plants for the front today, because I'm tired of pulling weeds up there, and so every time I get the opportunity, I get some more perennials. So to try to fight them. All right, so let me dry this. Okay. This might be kind of considered sinful, but cotton paint, because I want to use a little bit larger brush, and I was going to dip my Bonding Boss brush right in it, but that wouldn't be good, would it? So I'm going to put a little, I happen to have this icing container. I don't know what told me to keep this the other night, because I normally don't keep stuff like this, but I did. Okay, I have a little, I love these little zipper brushes. I'm going to use it to help scoop my paint out a little bit. I don't need that much. Look how terrible I am. Do you see that? I'm awful. I swear I'm going to try and be better. Okay, so since this is pretty much dry, I'm going to try and lay this down and try to get some of this paint out of the way so you can see. I'll probably end up putting it back up, but I just want to dab some of this paint on here. I'm just going to kind of randomly do this section at a time. I'm going over the Woodgie Bend and just hitting it all with some of this. This is Dixie Belle cotton. Just want to do this section. I don't know whether you could see it easier if I do the other camera or not, but I'll do this and then I'll flip it up. My husband must be home because my doggy is doing that little whimper thing when he's happy to see somebody. Okay, so do you see what that looks like? It's just kind of modeled. I am going to just take the big brush that still has some of the Bonding Boss paint on it and just stipple that on there. And it just kind of blends it in. And let me take a look at it here. That's kind of what I wanted. It looks kind of cementy. It's hard to get up under that rim, but I'm going to show you here so you can see how that looks. I'm also going to open up the Caviar, which is the black. And I'm just going to use brush directly in that because I think we'll be okay. So while this paint's wet, I'm also going to put some of the black in here, the Caviar. Not a lot, but I'm going to do the same thing with the gray. Again, just going to stipple that in. Okay. So I'm going to show you that. Kind of let it focus on there. And it's kind of got a little bit of a cementy look, which is what I'm going for. So I'll work on this side. And we're doing good on time because I'm going to try to get this baby done tonight. I have my own hair stuck to me with glue. So Dar, I was saying to Gretchen, there's a feature now in StreamYard. I don't know whether you noticed it or not, but it's a beta feature that you can show all the comments on the screen. So that'd probably be more beneficial when you're actually looking at it. I don't know. Gretchen, are you watching on TV or are you watching on your phone or your computer? So I'm wondering if you're really able to see that very well. So that way, if we want to put up comments, we don't even have to worry about it. Like, it just will do it itself. But if they're too small to read, then it might not be good. I don't know. You have 3 devices running. Well, that's interesting. I love that. I love that because then it's more views. I'm going to dab a little bit of this caviar in here before I even stipple the other. I'll just blend it all together because it doesn't have to be a lot. Come on, Chris. Sometimes my husband will be on the phone when he comes home and he might not walk in right away. So I have a feeling that's what's happening, that he's out on the porch and that's why the dog is just, or he might be outside inspecting all the stuff that happened today, the new steps and stuff. It's funny, all I need to do is tell my dog who's coming and he'll go right to the door and just start. You're watching on TV, writing comments on your phone, but you're only showing the comments that also show on Facebook. Okay, so they're not coming up on the screen? Oh, I don't know. You're only showing the comments that also show on Facebook. I don't know. Because from my perspective, nobody is on commenting, at least. They could be watching, but nobody is commenting from Facebook. So I don't know. All right, so there's that side. Now I'm going to do in between there. So this time I'm finishing the top first, and then I'll come back down and do that bottom section. And before we're all said and done, we're also going to put a clear coat of gator hide on here because that is a water resistant paint and it's a sealer, and that will help it stay. It looks very polka dotty. And I'm gonna add a little more paint to it this time. Yes, I did dip it right down into the bonding boss, but I'm kind of getting to the bottom of the barrel, so I'm not worried about it. You know me, I don't worry about a whole lot of anything, do I? Life's too short. Hey, Charlene Kitchen. Oh, wow. You were thinking about me. That's that's nice. So you can message me. I have a feeling you have something on your mind. The YouTube moments appear on the Facebook Live, which I have on my iPad. They were doubling on top of each other on the TV, so you turned off live in the comments. Huh, interesting. So we can just show like one comment at a time, like we do sometimes, but um, that's interesting. I'll be tagged in your post on a score. Oh, I can't wait to see it. And scoop to score. Okay, so here's how it's looking. Kind of trying to just like kind of up close. You can see it a little better. My one light is out, so it's making things difficult. Let me try to turn it back. Let's see if I can get it. It just like flickers every now and then. So maybe that'll help for a minute until it decides to crap out. So it doesn't have to be perfect. So, okay, so let me carry on here so we can get this baby sealed up. And I can get my plant in it. So I bought a hibiscus. So we're trying to think of ones that will go well around the pool, and they're perennials, and that's a part shade, part sun plant. So I think it'll do okay. And they grow in our area surprisingly, because it seems like it's just looks like a tropical plant. Hoping this means I can see Facebook comments tomorrow night if the beta is used. Well, we will give it a whirl, I guess. I will be your host tomorrow night, so I will give it a try and we'll see how it goes. Because we get, more comments on that. So again, here's my polka dotty look. And let me get, this should still have a good bit of paint on it to model this. Yeah, I like the way it looks. It does look really cementy. So I have to do the bottom part. So let me do that real quick. And then I'll give the whole thing a dry, and then we'll give it a real quick coat of gator hide and let that dry. And then, of course, as always, I will post a picture of what the finished thing looks like with the plant in it, without giving too much away. Trying to cover a lot of territory here to make it a little speedier. This is not one of the most exciting parts of watching this. The Witchy Bend part was more exciting. It was more of an ooh, ah moment. At least I thought so. Trying to stay random. I don't want to look too polka dotty because that'll show up. I really like the way this is looking. I wish you could see it close up. Maybe I can use that other camera and show you without disturbing everything here. Let me see. I see it's showing up pretty good now that most of it's completed, but let me try to give you a close up. Showing up for you. Okay. All right, so back to the white. Almost done here. This is really pretty quick and easy, not multiple coats, as you can tell. We're getting it taken care of in an hour here. I really think that caviar here is helping to give that cement look. This brush is an oval medium. I love these brushes. And even when they start to get old and get a little weird, I still find them very helpful. Like, I'm not a very good brush mom, but I keep my brushes forever because as they changed, as they grow, as they change, they become so much better for different things. So, Gretchen's saying it looks great. You saw an abandoned bucket in my years yesterday. So maybe in your yard. So I think it might make it disappear. Yes, Dixie Belle oval brush. Yeah, oval medium. One of my favorites. As they age, yes. It's like I'm really bad. I don't wash my brushes out every single time. I'll soak them, and that's not always good, or I'll put them in a plastic bag. So it's been known to happen that I have forgotten about the plastic bag or that they're soaking, one or the other. And either way, that affects them because the paint then dries in the inside, in the core. And, it just makes, I'm going to have to do this in sections. So I have one more section to do after this. It makes the inside of the brush stiffer, but but sometimes that's good. Like in this case, because it's not smushy, if that makes any sense. I know that the fact that I have easy access to stuff sometimes, and that I get a discount on it, I'm not as careful as I would be if I was paying full retail price for brushes and stuff. So I am being honest with you there. Well, I really like the way that looks. One more section to go. This has been a noisy project, hasn't it? Between the hairdryer and the empty drum stippling. And I think I'm going to save that brush for a minute. But yeah, I definitely have my favorite brushes. We should do a show on that sometime, Dar. Brushes. Hi, honey. I'm on Tuesday Talk. Okay, I'm on Tuesday. That's okay. I figured you were outside because he was whimpering. So, okay. Needs a little more caviar. And then we're about ready to dry this and put the clear coat on. Okay, guys, I'm going to, okay, so I have a brush in here. See, I told you I'd do this, that I was using for clear coat. I'm going to take it out right now because I'm going to use the clear coat. And I'm going to put all these other brushes in it so I don't just let them sit. And then what I do, like lots of times, I will fill that bag then, with soapy water. Any recommendations for a good brush to use with polyacrylic top coat and matte? I'm on the last 2 cabinet doors for my kitchen, and I doubt I'll ever use polyacrylic again. I would recommend a synthetic brush and just a nice fluffy one. Some people like to roll it like with a foam roller and then go over it with a nice fluffy brush. So this would be a good brush to go over it with if you wanted to do that. So I still have a lot of white paint in here, so good that I have a lid. Okay, so my paint is closed. So I'm going to hit this with the blow dryer again. Okay, this dried super fast, but I want to show you something here. So see this section here? That looks like a line, and I don't like that. So I'm going to get rid of that. And then what else did I see? Like this in here. I don't really like that. So I'm going to just kind of go over those real quick. I put all those brushes away. Now I need them again. That's one thing you have to caution when you're stippling. You're welcome, Gretchen. When you're stippling, that you don't get that polka dot look. And that's what happened here. You can just see that round brush repeating itself there. And so this time I'm taking the flat brush and I'm just kind of softening that edge and using different directions. What color did you paint your cabinets, Gretchen? That one little end doesn't want to stay down, but I'm not really super worried about it. Okay, I think it's looking pretty good for a Harbor Freight pan. So use dark walnut gel stain to change the orange honey oak. Oh, nice. Very nice. You'll have to send a picture. I'd love to see it. Okay, last step here. So let me get the gator hide. And this is a water resistant. This is like a polyacrylic as well. It's water based. And I'm just going to coat the whole thing. So I want to coat this top rim. I'm just going to kind of do a whole section of the side at one time. So this is easier because I don't have to do any special tricks. And you don't have to wait for it to dry. I mean, you guys don't. I do. Well, that's good. What kind of stain did you use out of curiosity? We're getting there. Use Minwax oil base. Okay. Good for you. That's a big project, even though you, so I take it you roughed them up a little bit with the sandpaper. I'm actually doing a dining room set for a client, which I haven't really started yet. I just did some samples for, but I have the leaf here, and that's kind of what I did was just roughed it up a little bit, and then I'm just using a water base. Okay. I'm using leaf. No, I'm using charred hickory, I think is the color. Was the darker one. I was surprised. And then we're going to use black. Yeah, it's definitely a learning curve. So, okay, because I was going to say if you used a color like a dark color, that it's helpful to add a little drop of the paint in with the sealer. But you didn't do that, so you don't need to worry about that. Sanded, stained, then polyacrylic. Longest process was waiting for them to dry because I could only do about 4 at a time. Yeah. Yeah, but it's worth it when you take your time. All right. She's a done. I'm not going to pick it up again because it's wet. Although my hands are really sticky and gluey anyway, so I guess it wouldn't matter, but I'll try to turn it around a little bit more. So that's the general gist of things. Now it looks a little shiny right now just because it's wet, but that'll kind of tone down a little bit. So that is it. We went over 5 minutes over the hour, but I really appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. And after last week's show, you thought about trying to adding again to the finish, but you're low on finish next time. Okay. Like you said, you learn every time you do it. So thank you again for hanging out with me, and also looking forward to seeing you tomorrow night on Flippin' Bunch. And as always, love you guys. Have a wonderful night. Love this project. Can't believe it's a real Red Harbor Freight bucket. Yes, and the good thing is it was free. All right. Take care. Bye, guys. Well, honey,